Hi everybody, for this week's review I'm reviewing the CS-411 long corset made by Orchard Corset. So here's the front, side, back, and other side. Today I'm wearing a size 22, and when I took it out of the box and measured it, it measured true. And so it's 22 inches in the waist. The rib cage here is 28 inches, so it has a 6-inch rib spring. And the hip here at the bottom edge measured 32 inches, so it has a 10-inch hip spring. The silhouette is reminiscent of the standard CS-411 corset, where it has a smooth, sweeping, kind of concave silhouette. It does bring in my floating ribs a little bit here at the bottom. This corset definitely is longer than their regular CS-411 corset. In the center front here it measures 12 inches. At the princess seam here it measures 11 inches, and that's pretty evenly distributed, about 5.5 inches up, 5.5 inches down. At the side seam here it's 10 inches, and in the center back I believe it's 12.5 inches. Because my natural rib cage is about 29 inches and my natural high hip is about 33 inches, this allows me to wear the corset with a pretty parallel 1-inch gap in the back. It does come down a little bit below my iliac crest. My iliac crest is right there, and this extends down about 1 inch below that. So if you have a long torso, this might fit kind of like a mid-hip corset on you. If you have a shorter torso, definitely check the length to make sure you can sit down, because this will fit like a long line on you. So here is the CS-411 long line laid flat, and for the materials, at least 3 main layers. The fashion fabric is black cotton twill. You can also get it in satin if you want. And the lining is also a black cotton twill. And in between the two, I can definitely feel that there is some interlining. Now, in the center front, there is a very interesting interlining in here that feels very stiff. You might be able to hear it. So that sounds like it might be some very heavy buckram or canvas, something heavily starched, or it might even be like a sheet plastic or something to help make it stiff. This is what the Orchard Corset label looks like in the back, and this also has the fabric content and the cleaning instructions as well as the size. And just like the standard 411 corset, this also has a 4-panel pattern, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it is constructed using the sandwich method. So the fashion fabric and probably the interlining as well were all assembled together from front to back. Same with the lining fabric, and then they were stitched together at the seams, wrong sides together, and the bones are sandwiched in between the layers. Now with the cotton finish, because it's really thick, it is really difficult to detect any waist tape in here. If I had a satin version, it might be a little bit better to detect, but yeah, it's really hard to feel one in here. The binding is made from matching bias strips of a black cotton twill that's machine stitched on both outside and inside. You can see on the outside it is stitched in the ditch, so very tidy. No top stitch here. And on the back, obviously, it has a large top stitch. And there are no garter tabs in this corset. The modesty panel in the back of this corset is just under 6 inches wide, so I would say it would cover a gap in the back of the corset that's about 4 inches wide, maybe 4.5. And it's unstiffened, finished in the same black cotton twill here. It's attached using a row of stitching here in the back. If you don't like the modesty panel, you can easily remove this with a seam ripper. Now, the way that the modesty panel was constructed, they do use like a hemming tape, like a double-sided tape, to secure down the modesty panel before they actually stitch it down. If you are going to be removing the modesty panel, as soon as you know that you're going to be keeping the corset and not returning it, I would recommend removing the modesty panel as soon as possible, because the longer you keep that tape on, the more difficult it is going to be for you to try and peel it off. And so if you want like the least amount of residue as possible, then just go ahead and pull off that tape. And this corset also has an unstiffened modesty placket extending up from the knob side of the busk, about 1/4 inch wide, and again finished in matching black cotton twill. The busk in this corset is 11 inches long, and the nice thing about this is that it fills up the length of the channel quite nicely, so you're not going to get that weird gaping at the top and bottom, or at least not too bad. So yes, it's 11 inches long, and it has 5 loops and pins, and the last 2 pins are a little bit closer together. The busk is also pretty heavy duty. It's almost an inch wide on each side, and it's very stiff. This corset has a total of 16 bones, 8 on each side, not including the front busk here. So it's double boned on the seams here with 1/4 inch wide spirals. You can see that they all attract my magnet here. And in the center back here are 1/4 inch wide flat steel bones, and they also attract my magnet here. And there's a total of 24 grommets in the back of this corset, size 00 with a small to medium flash around it, finished in silver, and all equidistantly spaced. They are all holding in pretty well. And in the back of the corset, there are washers. All of them seem to be holding in pretty well. A lot of splits in the back of the corset, but due to the laces, they do not really catch when I'm lacing up. Now, the laces themselves are your standard workhorse. Your black 1/4 inch wide flat nylon cord that is definitely long enough. Again, they're a little bit of spring, but very difficult to snap or break. They glide well through the grommets, like I said before. They hold knots and bows securely. The only thing I can say about this corset, and consistently with all other Orchard corsets, is that they are laced very high. Now, my natural waist is closer to down here, so after this review, I'm probably going to change the laces so that the bunny ears come out at my natural waist, so it's a little bit easier for me to lace up. But for the purpose of this review, I wanted to show you how the laces came in the mail so that you don't have to worry if your laces are a little bit high on your waist as well. The CS-411 Longline corset is available currently in black cotton and black satin for now. They might be expanding that later on. And it's available in closed waist sizes 18 inches all the way up to 46 inches. For waist sizes 18 up to 32, it is $72 US. And from sizes 34 up to 46, it is just $3 more at $75 US. And my coupon code for Orchard Corset has changed. Instead of Corset Lucy 15, it's now just Corset Lucy, and it gives you 10% off your entire order. And I do not get any kickback from people using this coupon code. It's just one that Orchard had given to me to share with my subscribers and my viewers. And this concludes my review of the CS-411 Longline corset made by Orchard Corset. I hope you enjoyed this and you learned something new. If you did, please remember to click that like button down there as it helps support this channel. If you have this corset, let us know what you think of it, how you like it, how it fit your body in a comment down below. And if you have any comments or questions about this corset or Orchard Corset in general, feel free to leave a comment down below. I'd be happy to get back to you. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next week for another video. Bye.